Jamal Niaz here with Baron Corbin here in Berlin, and I know recently you had a few words to say about Drew McIntyre. Now, he's had a similar path to you. You're on your redemption arc. You've redefined your career in NXT and looking like the best version of yourself. And he did the same thing, didn't he? Went through the NXT process and is now at the top of the card. Is that specifically about him that attracts you to that match, and what do you have to say about him?
Yeah, I mean, that definitely is something that attracts me to that. And, going back to NXT and kind of reinventing yourself and being a part of the process that they have, the coaching staff, and Shawn Michaels, obviously, they know what they're doing there. And you gotta trust them and use that resource, because it's an unbelievable resource to have. Russo, the head writer there, they're asking you, what story do you want to tell? Where do you want to take this? And giving you the reins to kind of, set yourself up for success or failure. And I think I did a good job of rebuilding, rebranding, and starting from zero and building from scratch, if you will, and creating new moveset and abandoning everything that I'd been doing. Burn the Ships was a real logo, not just for what I want to put on my shirt, but it's like what I was believing. Like, let's set everything on fire that we've done, and let's go. There's no turning back, no looking back. Let's go for it. And Drew did the same thing. Drew unfortunately left the company for a little while and came back to NXT, but then became NXT champion. And I think it proved what kind of superstar he is. I still can't stand him, but he is amazing at the things he's accomplished and the things that he's doing. Over on Raw now, you can see what he's mixed up. He's on TV every week. Him and Punk are going at it. I think they're telling a great story of their hatred of each other. And, when he's done playing with Punk, maybe he'll come back and get some of myself and what I've rebuilt and rebranded. And I think the outcome would be different this time, that's for sure.
Do you have a specific message to Drew? If he's here, imagine he's here right now, what would you say?
I'm not, there's no sense in getting him all fired up right now because he is dealing with Punk and I'm on a different show. But when we get back on shows, I think there is a war to come between me and him for a lot of different reasons. We don't really get along that well outside of WWE either. So there are some real emotions and irritations with each other. So if it comes to blows back in the WWE universe, it's going to be a crazy car crash of two individuals that just don't care much for each other.
Why do you not get along with Drew?
I think because we have a lot of similarities. We're both kind of that alpha male. We got a little bit of that ego. We're relatively the same size, same age. Like, there's a lot of competition there, just natural competition for being the guy. And I feel like, him kicking out of End of Days, I still think about that nonstop. And he just needs to pay for it. And, so when we walk by each other in a hallway, it's not a hey and a hug and a handshake. There's just that, I don't really like you, you don't really like me kind of attitude.
How would you compare your confidence in yourself as a professional wrestler and your character in that first run in NXT nearly 10 years ago? And how would you compare working with Triple H on the main roster and Shawn Michaels in NXT last year?
Compared to the first run in NXT, I was a baby, man. I was finding myself and getting my feet under me. This is a new world, having to come in and compete, come in and share emotion to the fans and, get a microphone and stand in front of everybody and deliver a message. That's tough coming from the world I came from, where it was don't show emotion, don't show you're hurt, don't show you're tired, don't do any of that. It was go out there and compete. And this is a different world. So that first run, the confidence is always there. I know that I'm built for success in whatever I choose to do, whether it's start a coffee company like I did, or if it's a jiu-jitsu tournament, or it's in WWE. Like, I'm built for success. I just knew it was going to take time to get there. But now, getting to go back and experience that with a whole different confidence, knowing how good I am, was pretty special, because I had Shawn Michaels and Russo and Matt Bloom and Terry Taylor and those guys seeing the success that I'd already had in a career. I'd already wrestled several WrestleManias, several SummerSlams. I've wrestled Cena, been in the ring with The Rock, Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. Like, the list of people and the things I've done are already amazing. I have that, but now let's go back and create something new. And everything to me feels new and fresh, because Shawn, that was the first time I got to work with Shawn, and he is such a an amazing person with an amazing mind for this world that he loves and he protects, and he's not going to let anybody step on it. So it was good to get down there and be around guys that are hungry too. So that just made me, have to really show out and show what I can do to those young guys that are, 22 years old, and they may not know what I do. They're coming from different worlds as well, but I had to put them in their place. Now coming back to the main roster, the difference of working with Triple H has been amazing because he's taking time to tell stories. He's taking time to allow you to present who you are and what you want to bring to the table in a timely manner. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is just put out there to be out there. He's a guy who told me when I was in my career, very young, it's better to be, on TV doing something of matter than to just be on. So you don't have to be on every week. It doesn't hurt you to not be on TV one week. And that's a tough pill to swallow as a superstar, because you do want to be on TV every week and you do want to be in things that are important. But you got to trust the process with Hunter. He knows what he's doing and he's not wrong, because he proves it time and time again with these superstars he's building. For someone like, look, if you look at Bronson Reed, he's been on TV for a couple of years now, and they've done good jobs of sprinkling bits of him, and then you get to watch him hit Braun Strowman with a tsunami on top of a car, and it's getting millions of views. Hunter knows what he's doing. He knows how to build people, knows how to tell a story, and so I think that's important. As long as you can hold up your end and go out and put on the show he expects you to do, and for me, it's going out and being perfect every time now and competing and bringing a new, fresh feel to what I do in the ring, and I think he trusts that. I got to trust him and what he sees and what his vision is for me, and I know that it won't be overnight. It will take time, and as tough as it is to swallow that pill sometimes and hold back and not just floor it, it's going to be a good thing in the long run.
Final one from me. We've had two huge returns in the past year. We've had CM Punk back to the main roster. I want to know your thoughts on that, how close you are with him outside the ring, and then familiar face The Rock as well. You've got unfinished business with him. He rock bottomed you when you were King Corbin. We got to see that run back.
On the very first SmackDown on Fox, he rock bottomed me in front of 4 million people in LA. Yeah, no, I owe him one for sure. So if he ever wants to step away from all the bloodline stuff and throw down, I'm more than happy to crack him in the teeth, because I definitely owe him one, and I'm a different guy than I was then. And he had Becky Lynch helping him, so he always had that crutch of Becky Lynch at that point. So no, and then Punk. I'm excited to see Punk back. Punk was here when I first was coming up to the main roster, so I never got an opportunity to work with him. I would love to get in the ring with him as a competitor or as a teammate or as, in a group, anything like that, because we are a little bit of buddies outside of the ring. We like our horror movies, we like our music, and then we both love jiu-jitsu. He gave me major props when I won the last jiu-jitsu tournament, took gold. He's like, that's pretty awesome, and so it's kind of a cool little bond we have between us, because not many people have climbed through those ropes to do a jiu-jitsu match or UFC or boxing or whatever it is. So we have that commonality, and I think that's what kind of helps us get along.
Awesome. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah,
Great
absolutely.
chatting to you. Thank you.